And just like that, there has been two pieces of Rockets news reported today. One about Christian Wood and one about James Harden. So today, we're going to take a deeper dive talking about each piece of news and seeing my opinion on, the matter. And honestly, if these two things would happen. So what's up? I'm JDC. I do Rockets/NBA videos that you'd like to see. Drop a like down below and press the sub button. I'd appreciate it. Going to be grinding out a lot more videos with the trade deadline coming in about a week from now. So hopefully we get some more trades in. Hopefully we get some pieces of news like this. And let's get into video. So the first piece of news is from Jonathan Fagan, and it talks about Christian Wood. So Christian Wood on being in trade rumors. This is the first year being in trade rumors. I'm not really a fan of it. I don't want it anymore. This is my home. This is where I want to be. I've told Silas and Tillman and Pat and Raph that they have the same feeling about me. So this is basically saying that Christian Wood does not want to be traded from the Houston Rockets, and that him, Silas, Tillman, Raphael Stone, they're all basically on the same page. So if you guys are hoping for a Christian Wood trade, then it probably isn't happening unless the trade package really blows away Raphael Stone. Because Raphael Stone, he likes his first round picks, basically 4 first round picks for James Harden and 4 pick swaps. And he traded Robert Covington for 2 first round picks. So unless the trade consists of 2 first round picks for Christian Wood, I really doubt him being moved on this year. But this basically just means that the whole franchise are on the same page with Christian Wood, and it basically means that Christian Wood doesn't want to leave the Houston Rockets. So yeah, honestly, this is a good sign for me, because Christian Wood, as much slander as he gets, for not playing defense, I think it's a good thing to see that a 26-year-old big man wants to stay in Houston, even though we're pretty much the worst team in the league. We're probably the worst defensive team in the league. Basically, a mid-year star in Christian Wood wants to stay with the pretty much rebuilding Rockets team. It's a great sign to see. He is going to be on the last year of his deal next year. So, I don't know. We could really see the Christian Wood situation unfold in the next few years. But as of right now, it looks like he's pretty much staying with the Houston Rockets. So, let me know what you guys think about this one. But getting on to the next piece of news. So, it was reported per Sam Amick. I'm probably going to butcher that name, but it was reported that the Houston Rockets have made it clear to James Harden that they would welcome him back in Houston if it was ever in the cards. So yeah, this is honestly one of the more interesting pieces of news to come out about James Harden recently. There obviously has been pieces of news talking about Daryl Morey trying to trade Ben Simmons for James Harden. I think earlier today, he basically said he would only trade like Ben Simmons for James Harden straight up, basically saying Daryl Morey's on crack, because there's no way that happens. The Nets, they wouldn't trade James Harden for someone that's basically sat out the whole season. So getting back into this article, it's very interesting to see that the Houston Rockets honestly have open arms to welcome James Harden back, because it basically means that we could see James Harden back in the near future. Because if you're looking at his age right now, I think he's around 32 years old, so he doesn't fit in with the time frame anymore. He is 32 years old, so he doesn't fit the time frame anymore. But in terms of fitting in with the team, I think he does fit the team very well. And if we can get him back in free agency and not give up any of the Nets picks, this is probably one of the biggest steals I've seen in a while, because we basically fleeced the Nets for their whole future. And if we got James Harden back, then it means we basically traded nothing. So honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised if James Harden came back to Houston. He said to himself that he didn't really like it in Brooklyn, and it wasn't the same as Central Houston. So I wouldn't be too surprised if James Harden came back. I'd honestly welcome it, because James Harden, he's obviously my favorite player. He's the one that made me a Houston Rockets fan. So I really would like this. Only in free agency, though. If in terms of like trade talks and anything, I would just straight hang up the phone. It wouldn't make any sense for James Harden to be traded back unless he comes here in free agency. So those are the really two biggest pieces of Rockets news that have come out in the recent days. There hasn't been too many pieces of news. There has been some Eric Gordon trade talks, but nothing has been confirmed yet. The Suns have been pursuing him. I want to say they have interest in him. The Pelicans have some interest in him, but that's basically it for Houston Rockets news. There hasn't been too much Rockets news as of late, but great pieces of news here. Finally got something to talk about for the Rockets, and go Rockets. So that's the video. I'm JDC, and I'm out. Peace.